Tim and I today, we were out at the Psychic Fair.
Yep.
Out at the historic Mound Theater, and had a great chance to talk and be around a lot of the vendors. And Tim went around and got a chance to actually get some different things done in the healing, because Tim's the bigger skeptic of the two of us. So I told him, I want you to go through here, and I want you to just try all these different deals and see, honestly, what you feel. Now, let's be honest.
Okay.
We'll make this mention up front. Each one comped you a free work job, right? They did everything they did for you. They did for free. They didn't charge everybody. They charge everybody else, but they did it for you for free.
Right.
But we did tell them we were going to report honestly on what you thought of it. Now, let's say your first stop was.
My first stop was a booth called Psinergy, or a business called Psinergy, and it was a alternative practitioner by the name of Sean Blodgett. And what he does is what's called, I try not to butcher the name here, esogetics.
Yeah, esogenics.
Yes, which uses vibrational frequencies and crystals on pressure points and reflexology zones. And what he did was a type of deal with the face, in different reflexology zones with the face, to kind of clear away negativity and bring in positivity, and basically work on some different things having to do with emotions, and get kind of the icky stuff out and the good stuff in, which I found this probably the most effective out of all of them.
Okay.
What's interesting, a couple of things I wrote down, Sean actually noticed that I was diabetic before I actually told him. And he did that by rubbing a crystal under my eye. Now, what was kind of alarming about this whole thing is he shows me a little diagram of a face mask and the different zones where he's going to actually rub the crystals. And there are different colors for each zone. So as he's doing this, I'm thinking, wow, I'm going to look like the ultimate warrior if you're using markers instead of crystals, because there was just like colors all over the place. Well, it turns out it's only crystals. There's no actual markers involved. But as he's doing this, it makes you kind of feel like you've passed out at a frat party and someone's drawing on your face. So I'm trying not to think of this as this is going on, and I'm trying not to giggle to myself. But it actually, some interesting things happened during the session. I got hit by a softball a couple of years ago in the eye, in the right eye, which caused, you're going to laugh when I
Aren't you
tell
supposed
you
to catch them in your hand?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I found the eye is a softer zone and actually absorbs the ball at high impact much easier.
Yes.
Although it leaves a lot of bruising and some woozy vision. So I catch it in the eye, and
that gives the whole term, keep your eye on the ball, doesn't it?
Stan needs to cut that up and put it on the button bar, so I catch it in the eye.
Yes.
But then ever since then, I've had a leaky left sinus whenever I eat. Okay, you go ahead and make fun wherever you want here. But so I've got this leaky left sinus, and believe it or not, after this treatment, it's not as leaky. I feel like a kid in a brand new Huggy diaper.
So it's as dry as the right-hand side now, is it?
Almost. Not quite, but almost.
So maybe another session or two.
Maybe another session or two. And
so you like this, Phil, and you felt that now it felt like almost like vibrating stones, you said, right?
Yeah, when he puts a crystal on the forehead to begin with, and it almost felt like it was vibrating and moving. I thought maybe he was moving it around, but he wasn't touching it, which was interesting. And then he put a crystal actually on my sternum, and I felt that kind of vibrating as well. So it was interesting, which, in crystals, I'm probably the most skeptical.
Right.
And I found it actually helped.
Yeah, I was blown away by you coming over, because I watched you. First of all, you looked relaxed on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you came over, you're like, wow, that was really good. I feel really good after that.
I was wondering at what point we highlight to Tim that he's got "kick me" written on his forehead in marker.
Well, yeah.
Be quiet.
There is that. But I wondered why people were taking shots at me all day. Well, but Psinergy is actually located over in St. Paul, and you can get a hold of them at 952-236-4146, or visit their website, www.psinergy, spelled PSINERGY.info.
And give them the number one more time.
952-236-4146.
And you would recommend that? You like that one?
I would, yeah. And actually, they offer more than just the esogetic treatment. They offer more treatments as well, and you want to check in with them to figure out what all they do over there.
All right. And then your second stop on the Whistle Train Express of health and healing
was with Beth Hansen-Buth. She is a Reiki artist, and she actually was doing aura cleansing when we were out there. I didn't know it, but I have a dirty, dirty aura.
I do it. We've been trying to
soiled it.
Why do you think we don't invite you in studio anymore?
Oh, that could be it.
Oh, his aura smells.
The dirty, dirty aura translates to the dirty, dirty mouth. Is
yes.
that the deal? And Beth actually did a very quick. She had this spray which she used to
disinfectant.
Yes, it was like Purell for a Reiki artist. She used it to keep herself clean as she was raking out my aura.
Right. She was cleansing. She was clearing her juju as she was cleaning out yours. Okay.
Her juju. I like that.
Yes.
But interestingly enough, I didn't feel anything per se after this was over. But again, that may be one of those things where effects take longer to work in or whatnot. So.
Right. I know when I've gone in for oral work in the past, and they've done cleansing for me, it's like a couple days later that I'll actually start to feel like, wow, I feel a little lighter today. I don't feel like I have as much junk on my shoulder. I don't feel as so. That might be the feel for you. You came away pretty bouncy and smiley after that one too, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't notice it. It could be because all those people were paying attention to me. I'm such an attention. But Beth Hansen Buth is available at www.reikiartist.com. You can also, that's REIKI artist.com. Or you can reach her at 952-994-6951. She also teaches Reiki classes and holds sessions and does ceremonies.
Give that number one more time, a little slower for our slow writing friends.
All of America.
952.
All right, a little faster. 952?
994-6951.
All right, and your final stop.
Oh, I actually had a couple different. Well, I had two different stops. Yeah.
Right, but one you actually had something done. The other one just told you about what she did, right?
Well, yeah, but
let's talk about my favorite one.
She was kind of cute.
The foot rubber.
Crush on her.
Let's talk about the foot rubber. I like the
the foot
reader.
rubber.
The foot
okay.
reader.
Well,
yeah.
The foot reader was Annie Lee, and she was actually very interesting. She does intuitive tarot, reflexology, acupressure, polarity. She also does stuff with flower essence therapy as well. So you kept going, go to the foot rubber, go to the foot rubber. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to the foot rubber. And so I tracked down Annie, and what I felt kind of embarrassed about is, as you like to point out, I have big Fred Flintstone feety
They're
feet.
huge.
Yeah, I wear 13s. Know what I mean? You know, girl?
Big socks?
Yeah, so they're big socks,
Yes.
exactly. So I take my clodhoppers off and these huge cloths known as socks off of my feet, and I'm thinking, oh, okay. So I give her the left one first, right? Left one first, right?
Yep.
So I give her the left one first. She sits down and she says, oh, you give me the left one first. That means you're more of an analytical mind and that you tend to think before you jump ahead.
Or just had a hole in your sock on your right foot.
Well, there is that too. So she right away starts reading and then starts doing different things with reflexology in the feet. And as she's doing this, she's accurately not only telling me about my personality and things that I hold back in my personality, but also about creativity, citing that the left foot has to do more with the analytical side, the right foot has to do with the creativity side. And she goes into a very detailed reading that was pretty spot on, just having to do with my feet. And then notices that on the top of my right foot, it's a little more, I don't want to gross anybody out here. I hope you all have finished dinner. It's something about it's a little more yellowish at the top of the foot than the bottom of the foot. It's more pinkish. And she said that actually has to do with, I have to go get some Acidophilus bifidus. She says I'm a little yeasty.
A little yeasty.
Yeah, and evidently my urine will make a nice microbrew.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
very good.
So I'm looking forward to that. Look for that in a brewery near you. So basically, this was very interesting. And she also puts forgive me, Annie. She also put some sort of cream on my feet, rubbed it in, said it had to do with an essence of a flower, and it has some clearing properties and whatnot. So,
but she was actually linking in and finding out about your personality and being very clear as well. Because while she's rubbing your foot and she's doing the reflexology, she seems to be tapping into your energy or your life and able to read you.
And it kind of bounced from the medical side and things that were going on medically with me to personality, and it was all very, very accurate.
Very good.
It was, and that, you know, if anything, if I'm thinking you're going to sit down, feel my feet, and tell me who I am, I'm going, come on, you're not really going to do that. But she hit it right on the button. So Annie can actually be reached at 612-715-0591, or where you can email her at annieofgardens@yahoo.com. Once again, 612-715-0591. And I told Reverend Lisa Severson I'd give her a shout out. She's got www.revlisa.com. She's an intuitive medical healer. Sat and talked to me for a little bit about what she does, and plus she was just darn cute.
Aw.
I'm not going to lie.
She's a holy person, man. Stop